And it goes a little something like.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in into my YouTube channel. My name is ThairyPaola, and I would love to have you as part of this family. So if you would like to see more of content like this, I'd be more than happy if you click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you will be notified every single time I post a new video. Mind you, there are new videos every single Sunday in this channel. Anyways, in today's video, I decided to make a little bit more of a recommendations type of thing, of things that can help to actually deal with peer pressure. I mean, I'm older now, okay, and I'm more mature than what I was when I accepted Christ, but it does not mean that I didn't encounter these situations or that any other Christian hasn't encountered these situations. So I thought that it was a good idea to give you guys some advice of how I dealt particularly with those situations and that helped me stay faithful and at least in the path of the Lord. Understanding that, and the God that I serve, the identity I have in Christ and everything. So I hope that the suggestions help you guys to understand your relationship with Christ better and to stand your ground and defend your relationship with Christ towards others. So mind you guys, this video is not to give you tips on how to attack others that are attacking you or that said mean things to you or that pressure you into doing things or situations. No. This is not that type of video. This video is just basically to encourage you guys to stand your grounds and dive deeper into your relationship with Christ without actually caring what other people have to say and understanding the Lord they serve. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So one of the first things that I could actually recommend you guys that helped me a lot and when I first started my walk with the Lord is to remember what I left behind in the world. And when I said this, it's because we've been saved from our transgressions, from our sin. We've been liberated because of the sacrifice that Jesus Christ made for us. I was able to acknowledge, and we all Christians have been able to acknowledge the fact that we are nothing without God because we need Him. We need Him to walk through this life and actually make sense of it all. And something super important to understand is also that we had a taste of the world. We try to do things our own way. We made our own decisions. We went the ways that we wanted, and that is exactly the reason why we ran to Jesus, because we don't know what's best for us, but He knows the plans that He has for us. He knows exactly what is convenient to us, because who will know where we would have been if it wasn't for Christ? The Bible actually tells us in 1 John 2:16 the following, and it says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it is for the world." Again, we were enslaved to all of these things while we were doing things our own way or just thinking that we knew better. And then that's when we allow Jesus to actually free us from that. So understanding that the world really doesn't have many things to offer to us that actually help us to trust more into the path that we are choosing, despite of what other people might be telling us or how fun they try to make it look, any type of activity. Because at the end of the day, we know what we left behind. We know that all of that things that the world has to offer did not fill us the same way that Jesus does. And that's exactly the reason why we always need to keep that in mind. We need to keep in mind the fact that we were slaves of sin. And at the end of the day, we got delivered because of God's love and mercy. And we shouldn't look back into something that hurt us and that is actually constantly condemning us. And understand that the world is always gonna keep offering us the same things, and it's not gonna fulfill us the same way that Jesus does. The second thing that I will recommend to you guys is paying no mind to the insults or the mean things or statements that people will say to you. You need to be aware of the fact that people will always have something to say to discourage you from following Jesus, from following God. They always gonna tell you oh, I'll give you 6 months, or nah, with your record. The enemy will always try to use people to accuse you, because that's exactly what he does. And when he finds people that allow themselves to be used by him to attack us and constantly remind us of our mistakes, remind us of our past, and try to discourage us from following God. And that's exactly when I said you really need to keep a strong mind and to understand that your fight is not with these people, it's actually with the enemy of our souls, the one that is upset at the fact that we, by God's love and mercy, are free from his reign. And honestly, seeing that and seeing things into that perspective will help you so much more to understand that it doesn't matter what people have to say about you. It doesn't matter if people call you crazy or call you names or gives you time frames, because at the end of the day, God is the one that takes care of you. God is the one that has control over your soul and your path, and he's the one that you have a relationship with. And so the Bible also tells us in John 15:21, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. Understanding this, we need to see the fact that what we need to do is pray for those who attack us. And that's what the Bible actually tells us to do. At the end of the day, we need to understand that the same way that God in his mercy and love chose us to save us from the inevitable death that we deserve. In fact, we need to pray for our brothers or sisters, whether they are believers or not, and for them to be delivered from this captivity that the world is in itself. Because when understanding things into this perspective, you need to know that, again, this people is not your enemy, and whatever they are telling you is exactly what the enemy wants to throw at your face. And understanding that, it helps you so much to value your walk with God, but also helps you to mature in him. Understanding that through prayer, through the constant of seeking of his presence, through the constant of learning and maturing into him, is the fact that we are going to be able to grow and fight this battle, not only for our salvation but for other people's salvation. And really, those comments will pass to a second degree, honestly, if you understand that this is our battlefield and that we are praying for other salvation and for them to also find the freedom that we find in Jesus. So the third recommendation I will have for you guys is closely related to what I just said, is that we need to pray for those who attack us. We need to pray for those that actually think that the world is really their place and is awesome. Because again, we were just in their position and we just got saved by God's grace. And understanding that, we need to pray for them. We need to cherish moments that we have with them, to actually talk to them about Christ and tell them exactly the reason why we love this path so much. We love Jesus so much. We decided to change our lives and give it to him. And understanding that will be so much better and make it so much easier. And again, to deal with their comments, with this people trying to pressure you to doing things or saying things or doing anything that is not closely related to God. So the fourth recommendation that I will have for you guys, that we can play pretend. Like, once we decided to serve God, we must live through it, because we are aware that it's not with our strength. We are aware that this walk is not because of our good deeds only or because of our good heart only. We depend on Jesus for this walk every single day. We need his help, and that's exactly the reason why we decided to serve him and allow him to work through us. And we cannot play pretend with that. We cannot be playing with the world and then like try to pretend being Christians, because those lifestyles do not mix. The Bible tells us in Matthew 6:24 the following: no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. I hope I'm saying that right. That is true. We cannot play pretend. We cannot be juggling between two waters. We can't do that, honestly. Serving God is a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle that is worth living in. And I mentioned this earlier. The world has nothing to offer us. The Bible tells us that Satan is the father of lies. So anything that is in his kingdom, which is the world, and everything that he has to offer are lies. And Jesus is the truth and the way to the Father, and is our salvation. So when we are aware of this, we need to see that we cannot play in these two waters. We've been delivered from one, and we serve the one and true living God. And understanding this from this perspective helps you so much to deal with peer pressure, to deal with any type of pressure attacking your lifestyle and the decision that you made of serving God. And the reason is because you know the reason why you made this choice, but also is because you're aware that serving God is so much better than serving the world. That living under God's commands is so much better than serving the world. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy making it. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.